Chapter 36. Coming back to CYJ. The sun was just starting to rise when I stepped off my mother's car, and there it was Camp Young Judea. Family trees, the quiet rustling of leaves, and that same smell of pine and lake water in the air. It had been a while since I'd been back. It wasn't sure how I'd been returning, but as soon as I saw the cabins, the old dining hall, and that blue and white sign that read Welcome Home, something clicked. I was back. So much had changed in my life since I last set foot at CYJ. I had grown more confident, I had learned to speak up for myself, take changes, and lead. But somehow being here again made me feel like a kid and an adult at the same time. I remember the goofy songs during meals, late night talks with bunkmates, and the way the stars look what when we lay on the grass dreaming big. Some of the faces were new, but a few old friends were still around. One of the counselors did a double take when they saw me. Giuseppe, no way, I laughed. Told you I'd come back. I didn't just come back to visit, I came back with purpose to reconnect, to give back, to show that the kid who once dubbed himself with now someone who could lead, help others feel safe, and just enjoy being himself. When rather I was helping out with an activity, leading a strong session, or just listening to someone who needed to talk. I remember why CYJ matters so much to me. It was one of the first places I ever felt like I truly belonged. Like I didn't have to try so hard to be understood, I just was. That summer, I wasn't just another camper. I was a returner, a role model, a reminder that growth is real, and sometimes coming back is just another way of moving forward. Chapter 37. 1 week only. I came back to Camp Judea, but this time it wasn't as a camper, a CIT, or even a counselor. I was just here to work for 1 week, June 8th to June 15th, 2025. That was it. Just 7 days, no more, no less. I didn't even get off the camp bus like most people do. I get out of the car instead. It felt weird at first. I wasn't wearing a camper's tag, I wasn't surrounded by a bunch of kids, and I wasn't part of the staff running around with radios and whistles. I was just me, here to help for 1 week and then head back out. Even though I've been at camp before, this time felt totally different. I wasn't a camper anymore, and I wasn't at CIT last summer either. I didn't have that same title or role. I also wasn't a counselor this year, and I knew I wasn't going to be. People would ask, "How long are you staying?" And I had to say, "Just 1 week." Some were surprised, others didn't ask. But for me, I already knew the answer deep down. The truth is, I couldn't stay for 3 more weeks, even if I wanted to. That part was hard. I've always loved camp, the nature and the people, the feeling of being part of something. But this time, it wasn't just meant to be a full summer. Just 1 week to work, help out, and be part of camp in a small way. It was a short visit, but it still mattered to me. Just being back at CYJ, even for a week, meant something. I saw familiar faces, I heard the same camp songs, and I felt that camp spirit again. Even though I wasn't a camper or a counselor this time, I still belonged. And that's what made it special, like really special, and who cares about me? Nobody, indeed. Chapter 38. Not coming back to CYJ. When the week finally came to an end, June 15th, June 15, 2025, I packed up my stuff and get ready to leave Camp Young Judea. But this time, it wasn't with the feeling of see you next year or I'll miss this place. No, this time it was different. I was mad I was done. Originally, I thought I'd be working here for 4 weeks total. I really believed that. I was excited at first. I came all the way out here thinking I'd be staying until early July. I had plans in my head, and I thought this summer was going to be something more. But that all changed when they told me, "Nope, you're only working for 1 week." I didn't understand why. The director told me that they all had for me. That's all they had for me. Just 1 week, and I couldn't believe it. I had already cleared my schedule. I told people I'm gone. I'll be gone for almost a month. But now I had to tell them I was coming back home in 7 days. It felt like they didn't want me here, like they were pushing me out. The worst part? Saturday came, and I really needed to talk to someone in the office. But guess what? The office was closed just like that. No one to talk to, no way to explain anything. I was so pissed off. I was sitting there with all these thoughts in my head and nowhere to go with them. That's when it all hit me. I don't want to be at CYJ anymore. I'm not a CIT, I'm not a counselor, and I'm done pretending I want to be either one. I don't feel like being here again, and not when I know there's something better waiting for me. I'm done. I'm doing a coding program, and to be honest, I'm doing a program, and to be honest, it's way better than CYJ. I love working with computers, love learning new things. That program actually respect my time and skills. CYJ doesn't. So no, I don't want to come back. I don't want to work here again. I don't want to see my old counselors, my old friends, or even the new director Mac or the old director Frank. To me, CYJ sucks big time now. Maybe it used to be special, but it doesn't feel like that anymore. People change, places change, and maybe I'll change too. But now I know I'm moving forward. I'm not looking back either. Chapter 39, Moving On. After I left CYJ on June 16, 2025, I didn't look back. I got in the car, pulled away from camp, and just let it all fade in the rearview mirror. All that frustration, all the confusion, and all the stuff I didn't get to say, it stayed back there. I was finally free. At first, I felt a little lost. I mean, I had planned to be there for 3 more weeks. I thought I'd be working, staying busy, and being part of the camp life again. But none of that happened. Instead, I went back home earlier than expected, and I had a lot of mixed feelings. I was hurt, I was angry, but most of all, I was done. Then something clicked. I remember I had signed up for a coding program, and honestly, that program saved my summer. It gave me something real to focus on, something that actually made sense, something that made me feel like me. I started diving into computer science lessons, building little projects, and learning things I always wanted to try. And it felt good. It wasn't camp drama, it wasn't being told no or being left out. It was just me doing what I love, though I hate coding. Every day I worked up, excited to work on it. I didn't need a camp director to tell me I matter. I didn't need to fake a smile or people who didn't have time for me. I had something better now, my future, and I could finally see it clearly. The truth is, I didn't need CYJ anymore. Maybe it helped me when I was younger, but now it's just felt like a place that couldn't give me what I needed. And that's okay. Not everything lasts forever. Some chapters have to close so new ones can begin. I started feeling proud of myself again. I made it through the disappointment. I stood up for myself in my own quiet way, but walking away and choosing something better. And even though I was still a little mad about what it all went down, I knew I made the right call. So it wasn't about camp, it wasn't about me finally moving on from it, and I'm never going back ever again. Chapter 40, Somewhere I Do Belong, the coding program I didn't enjoy either. The more I worked on my coding program, the more I realized something big. I didn't miss camp, not even a little. It wasn't just it wasn't just that I had a bad week or that the director only let me stay for a short time. It was deeper than that. It felt like I didn't belong there anymore. And maybe people at camp thought that too. Like I didn't fit in, like I was just extra. I started to believe that in the quiet moments, in the way people looked at me, or the way they didn't really talk to me. It was like they moved on without any me. And maybe they had. They that stuck a little. I gave years of memories to CYJ. I tried to be helpful. I was kind to people and I showed up. But in the end, none of that seemed to matter, not to them. But then I looked at my screen, at the code I was writing, the login, the creativity, the way everything clicked when I figure out a problem. It made sense. I made sense. There was no director saying I wasn't needed. No one making choices for me. Just me, learning and building something I could actually be proud of. This coding program wasn't just better than CYJ. It was what I was meant to do that summer. I started to feel calmer, more confident. I had a rhythm. Wake up, open my laptop, start working, take notes, build projects. Every day I learned something new. Every day I felt stronger, and I didn't have to pretend or force myself to enjoy it. It came naturally. Camp made me feel invisible, but coding made me feel seen. Even if no one was watching, it gave me purpose. I stopped checking in on camp date updates. I stopped caring about who was there and what they were doing, or rather, they missed me. Because I didn't miss them, not anymore. I had found something better, something real, and that's where I stayed.